I have a strong feeling that the X-Men are purely in this movie to act as a way for us as an audience to see how powerful Doom is. So a little bit of information about the Avengers Doomsday trailer. This is going to release on the 18th of December. It is very highly anticipated, obviously, by lots of people. Directed by Anthony Russo and Joe Russo. It is starring Robert Downey Jr., Pedro Pascal, Chris Hemsworth. We could do a whole episode on the cast of this movie.
A lot of people.
All right, so let's get this started. Yeah, already we're seeing Xavier's school of gifted youngsters.
Yep.
Something's coming.
Hear that voice?
Yeah.
Something we may not be able to
That's
deter.
Downey.
Before this day is done, we shall be faced with an unthinkable decision.
RDJ. The accent.
I've fought with many warriors in my time. They were far stronger than all of us put together, and they died. They died facing enemies and threats that scared me far less than this one.
Ooh. James Marsden. Gambit and Shang-Chi.
Everything that they sacrifice will be for nothing if we do not stand together. Put aside your petty squabbles. And presume nothing except this. If you return, you will return as brothers and sisters. But mark my words.
The two-finger stop with
We're
Stormbreaker.
going to need a miracle.
Hey, pal.
Who's this?
It's not possible.
I'm hearing the music.
Yeah.
Avengers Doomsday. So much to unpack.
Yeah.
So much to unpack.
Mm.
Don't know where to start. If you've watched that trailer and you see seen in Infinity Vision, the reason they've done that is obviously because this is releasing on the same day as Dune 3, and Dune 3 has booked out all the IMAX screens. So Infinity Vision is basically their version to label every other big screen that they can get a hold of, they're going to play this movie on. So I think even despite that, this will make $1 billion just for the hype. But a couple of things stand out to me straight off, Brash, and I'll say one of the things that stood out to me, and then feel free to jump in with one of yours. But obviously, we're seeing some of the old X-Men in here from the Fox universe.
Yep. James Marsden's alive.
Yep, James Marsden's alive. It's good to see him blasting his optic blast in his blue and yellow uniform, as a lot of fans have wanted him to be in. Yeah, I have a strong feeling that the X-Men are purely in this movie to act as a way for us as an audience to see how powerful Doom is, or they will be destroyed very early in the movie for us to get a sense of stakes, because it's a cheap way for them to do it. We already have connection with these characters. We already have a nostalgia with these characters. So if we see them get destroyed so easily, especially after Cyclops uses his amazing blast, and we know how powerful Patrick Stewart's Xavier and Magneto are, if we see them get destroyed straight up, then obviously it's going to put a little bit of fear into the audience members to say, how are these Avengers characters going to beat our beloved X-Men? Straight up, obviously, we saw Gambit, Channing Tatum's Gambit as well.
I'd love to go back and have a look at where they're fighting. Because where they're fighting, it kind of reminded me of Doctor Strange's Emporium.
Sanctum
Sanctum Sanctorum.
It could also have been Doom's Castle, honestly, because there's lots of pillars and rocks and stone around as well. There looks like there is some sculptures in the background as well, but that they're fighting around. I also was surprised to see how small the thing was. Like M'Baku from Wakanda is taller than him. I think that's crazy. He looks like a cute little rock man, which is straight up. You also saw like Downey's accent as Doctor Doom. Do you think, Brash, that they're going to reveal his face at all in this movie?
Possibly not. But
Yeah,
the fact that, but then why ruin the fact that it is Robert Downey Jr.?
I think that was honestly just to generate hype
Yeah.
for that Hall H Comic Con. But you know what would have been awesome? Is if they saved that reveal until this trailer or until people saw it in the movie.
Well,
Because they'd be hearing that voice, they'd be seeing the man in the mask, and they'd be wondering who that.
and yeah, and even leave any sort of credit out until the very end. But like at no point have Robert Downey Jr. part of that. He died in Endgame,
Endgame. Yeah.
and just leave it like that, and then have it revealed later. But like, it makes me, if he can stop Thor with his 2 fingers,
Yeah.
it kind of, I'm kind of trying to think of now which Doom could do that.
Well, I know that this Doom is probably going to be associated with like the witchcraft element that his character is also infused.
Well, yeah, to have to be able to stop
Exactly.
it had to have some sort of magic.
I've heard online as well with the talking about whether RDJ is going to reveal his face in this movie or not. Some people feel like he's going to do like a bait and switch, like Thor is going to employ Doom for a higher level threat, for example, of an incursion, and then he's going to act as an ally because he looks like Tony Stark, and then obviously he's going to reveal that his intentions aren't as pure as what they thought. So I don't think it's going to be as complex as that. I think this movie is purely going to set up Doctor Doom as a villain. One thing we also saw as well is we saw Loki, and I haven't watched Loki season 2, but I know that he was very much entwined with the multiverses and holding them together. And he was not holding those branches together in this trailer. He was what looked like in a house with some very familiar curtains. It looked like Peggy Carter's house that Steve Rogers went back to at the end of Endgame where they were doing their dance.
Yeah.
So whether Loki knows that Steve Rogers going back, returning the Infinity Stones, created a branch off multiverse that then enabled Doom to rise to power, and that is why Steve Rogers gets involved in this conflict, because they have to have a really good reason for him to join.
Yeah.
Because his arc was tied up so well with Hayley Atwell's Peggy Carter. I mean, the trailer that they saw was him nursing a newborn baby or a baby. Like, what reason would he have to jump into this role? But then also, people are speculating from looking at this trailer. If you notice the soundtrack when Steve Rogers is on screen with Chris Hemsworth's Thor, it's almost like suspicious in the way that the soundtrack is used, and the look on his face is almost villainous. And I've seen enough Chris Evans movies to know the looks on his face, and it was not sincere. I'll tell you that right now. Chris Evans is up to something here, and he did move his hand and summon Mjolnir, obviously. But we all know as well from the comic books that Captain Hydra can do that too, through some use of manipulation. But yeah, people are speculating that he's not a good guy.
Were there plans for a War World?
Secret Wars comes after this.
Yeah.
It's directly after this. We have said that there's not going to be any Marvel movies released between this one and Secret Wars.
Yeah, so I reckon this is to set up Secret Wars. Doomsday to set up Secret Wars.
Oh yeah.
And it's going to be Doom with a bunch of heroes on his side against whoever's going to be leading the good guys on this side. And
I think it's going to be Pedro Pascal and Thor.
Yeah.
So Mr. Fantastic and Thor, which, you know, looking at how Mr. Fantastic led the Fantastic Four, we don't have much of a chance. I was not a fan. Felt like Sue Storm was a better leader for the Fantastic Four than.
Oh yeah, she's the heart of the Fantastic Four. So
yeah, easily.
Whereas Sue's not. But I think this is just gonna be one big setup for Doomsday. Is just gonna be the reveal of Doom. He's gonna probably kill some people. But I reckon it's gonna be similar to like Apocalypse. So he's gonna have a group of people with him that he's gonna use to like either join him or die. Pretty much is going to be a thing. As much as I hope he's not a bad guy, like Gambit.
How he comes through, nobody knows. But I feel like he's just going to be with. They're not going to explain it. I think he's just going to be with the X-Men, and he may be one of the survivors. But I still think the X-Men are going to be eliminated, possibly by Doom. But it interests me to see why the Avengers are fighting some of the X-Men.
Well, yeah, so that's why I think I reckon Doom goes to the universe that Patrick Stewart, like their original X-Men, their universe first, because he knows how powerful they are. Like you're Omega level mutants, and I think some of them end up being recruited to Doom's side. Mystique being one, and Gambit, not always a good guy. He knows the odds.
Very true.
He plays the odds. He was a bad boy. He didn't fall in line with the X-Men, and he'd help them out sometimes, but then sometimes he'd be against them because he get paid to do like a job. So you go do a job, and the X-Men try and stop him, and he has fought the X-Men off. But usually he always ends up like sort of being a semi-good guy. But I reckon in this, he might see Cyclops get absolutely, and I hope they don't do it. Well, I hope they showcase how strong he is first. But I have a bad feeling that they're gonna Cyclops again, and I'm gonna hate it because the first episode of X-Men '97
redeemed him
100%. That was he was so cool, and he's still so cool in that.
And honestly, they really have to get rid of these characters because it's well known that they're going to reboot the universe shortly after this Avengers series. So they're going to have a new Cyclops, they're going to have a new Xavier, and they don't want people lingering on the past. So I really feel like this time these X-Men are used as a plot device, unfortunately. But I think it's going to be Doom is going to be pruning the extra universes as he does so in the comic books. Loki notices that and then goes around to try and recruit people.
So they got Doom and then Loki, and they're both flying for, and maybe Doom is trying to get Loki's power, because if Doom had Loki's power, he could create whatever universe he wanted to.
Yeah. Well, Secret Wars ties all the universes together and then at the end spits out one superior universe where all of these characters will coexist in. I think these universes will be pruned off, and I think that Doom is going to go to the X-Men's universe as well and say that, hey, somebody's pruning these universes, and the people that are doing it are these Avengers that are coming through. Like, you'll just see some strangers that are coming to investigate. So I think he's going to be playing a little bit of a conniving sort of character, Robert Downey Jr., because in an interview as well, Downey said that he is used to being on these Marvel sets and being fully involved with everybody and talking amongst the heroes and being really sort of in a close-knit sort of group. But he said this experience was very different for him, and he said almost isolating, but not to the point where he didn't enjoy it. But it was isolating in the way that he is the villain, he is the bad guy. Everybody looks at him in a different light now.
Yeah.
And I think that everybody will be pleasantly surprised at how he plays it. Before, I've heard you say as well that you didn't like, or you don't like, Robert Downey Jr. being cast as Dr. Doom. What are your thoughts after hearing his accent, seeing him in costume?
I mean, there's nothing wrong with Robert Downey Jr. playing Doom. It's just that we've known him as Iron Man for so long, it's going to be hard to separate the two.
Yeah.
For me at least, like, I'm always going to be like, it feels like they're reusing a staple to really money because of how popular Robert Downey Jr. is as Iron Man.
All right, well, let's finish this one off with a prediction, and the prediction is this movie is obviously has a huge budget.
Yeah.
It's probably going to have to make $2 billion to profit. Do you think the movie is going to be a profitable entry to the MCU? Is it going to make the money?
I want to say yes. The only reason why I'm pausing a bit is I feel like day one, there's going to be an influx of people. Heaps of people going to see it. It's going to make a bulk of money in the first day. It depends on how those first people view it, because I don't know if it's not good.
Word of
mouth and online reviews, people just going on social media. Social media is going to ruin everything. And if it is bad, then it's going to get bombed, and people are going to be like, oh, is it really that bad? I might wait for it to come out on digital or something.
Yeah.
And it might not quite, like, people will probably still end up going and watching it, but it might slow the amount of people going there.
Yeah, exactly.
My other thing is, I hope this movie is 4 hours long.
I don't think it is.
It would have to be. The amount of people in there and the amount of story they must have to try and get through. The amount they got X-Men, they got Fantastic Four, they got Avengers, they got Doom. Like, they've got a lot. They got the Thunderbolts. They've got so many people. And I know that they're pushing like groups together and stuff like that. But realistically, if you like, if we count how many groups are, so it's pretty much each group gets an hour to do what they need to do. It's gonna be tight. It's gonna be tight.
All right, second question. Which character do you think will not make it through this movie? I'm going to predict that Patrick Stewart's Xavier, Ian McKellen's Magneto, James Marsden's Cyclops, Cummins' Nightcrawler, any of those X-Men, they're not making it.
No.
They're not making it to Secret Wars. Gambit may be the sole survivor because I fear the fan backlash if they put him in this movie and kill him off after waiting so long to see Channing Tatum as Gambit.
Yeah.
But I reckon the X-Men are gone.
I have a feeling that they might even kill off Thor.
Yeah. That would be
a blow.
Groundbreaking and a blow, yeah. Because he seems to be, from this trailer, the leader of the whole operation. He narrates 2/3 of the trailer.
Yep. Which I think that's why he had such a prominent role in Doomsday.
And Infinity War.
Yeah, but like in Doomsday too, yeah, that's why I think he's got such a prominent role in this Doomsday, in the trailer, and then probably in the movie, is that he's probably going to be the one.
If that
he's
happens,
probably going to be one to cark it.
That's a good shout.
I mean,
that it's trending.
Yeah. So, because I reckon they're going to thin some of the original roster.
You've just worried me, Brad.
I reckon Thor goes back and gets Rogers.
Well, or Loki does that as well, because we saw Loki with his TVA badge. Because also, if you looked at that image closely, when the TVA badge is on the screen and that person that's holding it flips it over, that person's wearing a wedding ring, and Loki's not married, but Steve Rogers is. So I reckon that Loki has gone to get Steve Rogers, and he hands him the TVA badge as a reason to say, hey, I'm the person who holds the universes together.
I reckon Thor's the only person who survives and comes back and has to recruit the B team, which is the Thunderbolts, and recruit other people to fight Doom, because I reckon they might go to fight Doom and the whole original Avengers team gets wiped out.
I think this trailer does a really good job of increasing the stakes for us. I think there's lots of things that people can pull out from this trailer as well. It does the job that trailers are supposed to do. It hypes people up. It's already gotten so many views on YouTube already, and I think it probably will make over $2 billion. Will it defeat word of mouth? We'll have to wait and see.